Hi and welcome to Rawtimatum. Tonight we're going to teach you how to make a sprout salad with one of our favorite dressings.
One of the great things about using sprouts instead of more traditional greens is that you can easily grow them at home inside or out. In fact, we plan to do a video in the future detailing that a little bit more. But just real quickly to give you an idea of how great it is, we actually get our seeds locally, we use sunflowers, for about $1 a pound, and then we put a half a pound in each one of these trays that you see right here, and then we split the tray for a meal for dinner. So each of us is getting the bulk of our greens for 25 cents a night. Things you're going to need for this recipe are tomatoes,
Avocados,
zucchini,
lemon,
a little bit of pink Himalayan salt,
Italian herbs.
and a large serving of sprouts.
Alright, to get the sprouts ready, first thing we do is fill up the sink with water for a nice clean rinse. And then we fill our bowls about halfway with cold water right out of the fridge so they can have a final rinse that will chill the sprouts before we eat them.
So to harvest your tray, so you want to lift it up a little bit like that, and just take the knife and cut close to the root line. Just pull it out. You don't want to pull them and pull the roots out because the roots are usually pretty icky. And then you have that. You just drop it in there and he starts taking the seeds off.
Some of the holes do stay on, they haven't popped off yet, so we're pulling those out because we don't want to bite down onto a hole. And popping the roots off that have quite a bit of the organic soil left on them.
They have a light nutty flavor to them. They're crispy. They definitely add a fun texture, especially if you're used to eating like kale and spinach or iceberg lettuce even. Actually, I think I might compare the texture a little bit to iceberg lettuce, but obviously much more nutritious than iceberg lettuce. It takes about 10 to 12 days, but you can eat them at the 8 or 7 day mark if you want. Obviously, the longer that you let them grow, up until about 12 days, of course, because that's whenever the nutrient starts to decline. Although the taller they're going to get, so the more yield you're going to have per tray. We tend to plant a tray every day. Sometimes we miss a day, like yesterday. That way we can always have a nice fresh tray. We also do mix it with kale or spinach on occasion, but normally we just eat just straight sprouts. And that tray is, I'd say it's done. Scoot over a little. And then we just pick all the little seeds out, any little icky parts that might have turned brown, and we put them in our bowls. Next, you have to make the dressing. Justin's going to cut up the avocado while I get the zucchini ready.
Normally we'll use one whole Hass variety avocado, but today we'll be using what's known as a slimcado, so we're only going to use half because it's so large.
We like to peel the zucchini, that way the dressing comes out really, really smooth.
If your avocado is nice and ripe, the skin should just peel off very nicely. We're going to save the other one for our next salad.
I'll go ahead and get a lemon. And we're going to put in some Italian herbs. Obviously fresh herbs would be best, but I don't have any. And I put in just a little bit of table salt, or sorry, pink Himalayan salt, far from table salt. Now that we're done with the dressing and cutting up the tomatoes, I went ahead and strained the sprouts in the sink, so I'm going to put it over the towel just to soak up any of the excess water, because I don't want my dressing to be, watery. Get all of that out. Spread them out. I lost a few there. It also gives you a final chance to make sure you don't have anything kind of icky that you don't want. I usually do a pretty good job of not getting any of that. And then you're ready to put your dressing and your tomatoes or whatever other toppings you want on it.
Now that the greens have all been drained and towel dried, you can start adding your dressing and any toppings that you have. Mikey's going to add the toppings while we dry the dressing.
We have 2 cups of dressing here. So I just eyeball it out. And then I roll it back and see if I have a cup left. Vaguely with whatever's on the side of the blender.
You get some of them.
Works. I like to mix up the dressing beforehand, before putting the toppings on. Sprouts can be a little tricky to mix up. You can cut them in half if you want them to be shorter. And that's good. Tomato juice running off there a little. Look how good that came out. So yummy.
It's gorgeous.
So if you guys enjoyed our video and our recipe, I hope that you press like and that you subscribe so that you can get our future videos. That's about it here. Bye, see you next time.